Hey guys, welcome to the first of the new combat guides or the new Haven and Hearth guides that I'm going to do for you guys. We are doing this on stream, live streaming also. So any of you guys that want to watch us play this game or watch us play any other games, we have been streaming for about 6 or 8 hours every single day at www.twitch.tv/Inzainia. So come on in, hang out, see what we're doing. We're doing giveaways, games. We've given away about 12 or 15 games in the last, couple months or so, and we do lots of stuff in there. Any of the games that I play on YouTube, we also play there. But let's get back to what we're here for. All right, we are here to discuss combat in this first tutorial because a lot of people are seeming to have a lot of problems and don't understand fully the whole new structure of the way that the combat system works. So let's take a gander at it here real quick. And if you look in the martial arts and combat schools section, you will see that I've got a few more attacks than most of you that are just starting have. You start with jump, left hook, punch, quick dodge, and sidestep. Those are the 5 initial combat skills that you start with. Now what you have to do is you have over here a numbering system. Basically think of it like a deck of cards game, like one of the Magic the Gathering or whatever that you have all the different cards for. You've got 5 slots that you can have a card in at any given time when you start combat, and this will be made more clear whenever I actually start fighting something. But just think of it like this. Let's go through it all mentally. You have 5 possible slots where cards can be. However many numbers you have in these, that's how many different cards you're going to have in your deck. So the more cards you have in your deck, the more randomized the slots of those 5 possible cards that you'll have out at any given time for combat will be. Okay, that's the basics of it. So you can literally go 1, as I click these all down to 0 or 1 or whatever, I can go 1, 2, or 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And what that will mean is that in a random order, the first one won't necessarily be chop, then haymaker, then jump, then left hook, then punch. You have to memorize the icons. It mixes up those 5, but I will have those 5 abilities in my 5 available slots 100% of the time, because as you use an attack, it is then replaced, and then the card from your deck, well, your deck's empty. You just put that one card in your deck, so that card goes right back into the slot. So you will not lose. You will, if you only have 1 in each of 5 different cards, you will only have those 5 cards available for the entire fight. Now I understand that this is kind of gibberish, that you still don't quite understand what we're talking about if you're new to this, because I didn't, and it took me a little while to wrap my head around it, which is why towards the end of this video we're actually going to show some combat. We're actually going to do some stuff. We're going to kill some ants, because that's about all that I can melee right now. My UA is only like 14 or 15. What is my UA? My UA is like 11. But you can kill ants and practice this with a UA of about 5. So you'll be okay. My UA is only 11, and then my agility is only like 11 because I've got -5 from gear that I'm wearing. So back to the cards. You then make decks to depending upon what you're killing. Now everybody will eventually make a basic traveling deck that you'll have. That way, just in case you get attacked by something, you've got your dodges, all your dodges, and then maybe a couple attacks, or 1 or 2, maybe 3 attacks. Because there's a little trick to this system. You can hit control, and when you're fighting, you can hit control 1, control 2, control 3, control 4, control 5 to discard the deck and throw it away. And then it'll randomly draw another blank card from your deck, and it runs on the same cooldown timer as using the move would. So it's like you're giving up a round. And so you can cycle through in case you've got more than just 5 abilities. Now, if I go like so, like so, like so, like so, and like so. All right, for ants, let's go over the cards first. All right, here are the ones that I have available. Now, there are also other different types of attacks and defends, but I've only got these basics right now. Starting out with left hook. Left hook is an attack, as you can see. It's an attack, and it's a backhanded attack. Hence, it's got a blue arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. Punch is a striking attack, and it's got a green arrow in the top left-hand corner. Note the difference here. Blue attacks are backhand attacks. Green attacks are striking attacks. And then finally, for me, I have a sweeping attack, which is yellow. yellow in the upper right corner. There is also a red attack type that I know of that's in the bottom left-hand corner, but I don't have any of them to show you. All right, every attack type has a counter, just like in Magic the Gathering and all the other card games that you might have played. So every attack has a counter. So left hook, which is a backhanded attack, has a counter, which is sidestep, and that blocks against backhanded. And the way that this works is based on your UA or your martial arts skill or some other skill that I'm uncertain about, determines how much this ability can buffer. And it's kind of like the old defense system. Remember the old UA, defense system that we had in Haven, where as you got attacked, your defense would slowly work down, and then you would start taking, soft hit point damage and eventually hard hit point damage. Well, the way that this works is that it's like putting up a shield. So if I pop a sidestep, it then puts up a shield, against me for backhanded. So then if the monster hits me with a backhand, it absorbs the majority of the damage. Now, it might not absorb all of it, depending upon what you're fighting. You don't want to be fighting anything out of your league. We're going over ants here. Backhanded at UA 11, completely absorbs all of the attack from an ant. But if it was a backhand from a boar, he might eat all the way through it with my little bit of UA or my little bit of defense. So he might hit all the way through it and then damage me regardless. But every move has a counter. And for the blue, it's left hook is the attack, and then sidestep is the defense. For the green, it's your punch is the attack, and then quick dodge is the defense. So the way that the combat system works here is that you want to have these different steps, activities, or cards rather, available depending upon who you're fighting. So if you're fighting ants, you want to make sure that you have sidestep up, and then you want to use either left hook or punch. I prefer left hook, but you can do either or. So for this situation, if this is going to be my ant killing group, I can literally go put 2 in sidestep, I can put 2 in left hook, and then I can put 1 in punch. Now I will have, because ants only attack with a backhand, or at least that's all that they've ever attacked me with was a backhand. Now they'll defend, they've got 1 defend that will defend against both left hook and punch, but typically they'll only defend against one or the other, and they'll only seem to attack me with backhanded attacks. So as long as you keep your sidestep up, you should be okay. No matter what your UA, as long as your UA is over like 5 or so, you should be okay against ants. It's not a very complicated process. Now I'm going to go now and I'm going to find an ant mound, and I'm going to record, fighting an ant, and as I walk around, it's going to be kind of hairy, but what you're going to see preemptively is you're going to see me attack it, and then there are going to be 5 cards that are going to appear right here in the middle of the screen. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that will appear, and they look just like the icons that we just looked at. And then to the left, it'll have my IP, whether I'm ahead or not, his IP, whether he's ahead or not. And then it'll have a little bar that you'll see filling up in the middle. And it'll be big red bar, and it'll get smaller, and then it'll disappear. And then it'll go back to, after I use a move, it'll go back to a big red bar and then slowly come down. Now what that red bar is that's basically the delay between moves that you're allotted, that you have to wait between doing another card, between drawing a card. And that delay is affected by your agility. So the higher your agility, the faster that bar goes down. So, the higher you can get your agility in combat, the better, of course, because sometimes that bar takes so long to come down that, like for ants, my agility is so low, it's only like 9. My agility is so low that I can't just stand there and duel it out with an ant. I have to move away from the ant, that way he's not constantly hitting me, because he actually hits me faster than my bar fills up, or my bar, goes away. So what I do is I will put up my my defense against backhand, and then I'll walk away from the ant. And you can walk, you don't have to run. You just walk away from the ant, put your backhand back up. As soon as you see your backhand up, you watch that pink bar, and when that pink bar gets down to near nothing, then you hit your left hook, and your guy will then turn and walk to the ant, and your guy will punch the ant, and then you start clicking to walk away again immediately, because the ant's going to hit you when you get close to him also, and he's going to drop a lot of your backhand defense off. So you then walk away from the ant, and while you're walking away, you wait till you see the pink bar from your left hook go back down, and then you mash the the defend attack again, which is I can't remember the damn name. Sidestep. So then you mash sidestep again, and then you watch the pink bar go down, and then you hit the button to left hook. Now, because we've only got 4 cards selected, there's only going to be 4 cards up. So what I'll do at this point is I'll put, like, I don't know, anything. You can put anything you want on there. I'll put Haymaker on there. And basically, this is just so that the cards don't shuffle around. You want to keep 5 cards on at all times. You can use more cards, but we're doing ants. I will cover things like foxes and boars and all the way up through mouflon, elk, deer, etc. later on in other combat tutorials, how to fight them. But because the game requires so much of an investment into UA in order to go from the basic animal to the next animal, I haven't dedicated that much into it. We've only been playing the game for like a week and a half now. So I haven't dedicated all them points into fighting because we can very easily still twitch hunt from the rivers with a bow, as you'll have seen in one of my previous twitch hunting videos. You can still do that same tactic. In fact, it's even easier now because you can shoot them from the air, from the water, and then they'll run usually, and then you can just jump out of the boat and you can chase them forever until you catch them beating on them. Of course, with the boar, you still have to be careful because he'll do that one reflective attack back on you. But that's for another video. Let's head on to this one. I will be right back. I'm going to go find an ant mound, and I will show you this in action, and then that will be the end of the video. If you've got any, well, here, let's just go do that. I will be right back, folks. All right, folks, and we are back. And here you can see we found us an ant hill. And basically what we're going to do now is you want to put this ability right here, which is called attack, on your hotbar. And the way you do that is simply come over here and you drag this, you left click it and you drag it off, and then you put it on your hotbar. Now what you do is you then click this on your hotbar, and we've got an ant mound here. Now you don't have to worry about ants because they won't join together unless you attack the mound. Or you try and loot the mound. So what I can do here is I can double click on this ant. When I do, the ants then, see, now we're in combat. See the 5 different cards. These cards correlate to buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I just hit 1 on my keyboard. So I hit 1. Now 2 is my left hook. So if I hit 2, I'm going to walk up to that ant and punch it. And then I walk away. Now I can hit 1 again to reset my sidestep. And then I can hit 2 again to attack. And then I punched and killed it. Now, I've got a lot of strength right now because I've got on this bearskin helm that a friend of mine gave me. But, so normally you won't kill them that quickly. It'll take you about 4 or 5 hits to kill them. But that's the basics of how it works. Now, I'm going to kill a couple more just to further show you. We got a boar right up there, and I'm trying to be careful. So let's put on sidestep. I hit 2. Now I'm going to hit 1 and go attack him. I'm going to run away from him. And I'm going to hit 2 again to put on sidestep. And now I'm going to hit 1 again to punch him again, and it kills him. Now, you'll have to do that 4 or 5 times if you're just starting. Let me see. Let's take, well, I can't because I got all my stuff in my inventory. We just moved. But you get the general idea. This is how easy, literally, that ants are to kill. I mean, I don't think I have anything I can toss. I don't. I do have a couple band-aids that I can drop down just for a few moments if I'm careful. And then I hit Control E, and then I can take this bear cloak off, and maybe it'll take me a few more attacks to kill this guy. We hit Control E again to close that. We'll close that, and then here we go. So let's attack another one. Then we'll walk away. I'm going to hit 2 to put my sidestep on. Then I'm going to hit 1 to go attack him. Then I'm going to hit 2 again here in a second. There it is. Now I can reset my thingy. I'm going to hit 1 to attack him. I'm going to hit 2. Put my sidestep back up, then hit 1 to attack. I'm going to get away from him so that he don't attack me. And then I'm going to hit 2 again to put, see it, that little white bar up underneath it, that's how much he beat through the defense of that attack. And then I'm going to hit 1 again and kill him. And then we'll come up here. And that little white bar up underneath it lets you know how well your UA and all that other stuff is defending against said attacks from these guys. And you can see, you can watch their abilities. Now, there's one other thing that I was hoping would pop up, which is called a discovery. And we haven't gotten lucky and gotten any discoveries yet. But I'll oops, that guy just hit me right there for 6 damage. So let's go with sidestep now, and then waiting on him. I'm going to hit 2 to hit him. Now I'm going to refresh my sidestep because it's almost beat away. and then it's down. I'm going to hit 2. We're going to keep walking. I'm going to refresh my sidestep. Keeping that sidestep up is key to the completion and being able to beat these guys, because then they can't hurt you. Now 2 to kick him, or hit him again rather, with a left hook, and there he's done. So what I'm trying to do here, and why I'm keeping to fight these and letting them keep respawning without looting a thing, is because I want a discovery to pop up. That way I can show you. If it doesn't, then I'll explain it, and we'll just go with that. There's my sidestep again. Now I'm going to hit 3 to left hook. Now I'm going to walk away from him. I'm going to hit 2 to sidestep. And then I'm going to hit 3 to left hook. Then I'm going to walk away again. And I'm going to hit 2 to sidestep. And keep clicking, because every time you hit one of these attacks, even like sidestep, your guy stops for a split second. We still haven't gotten lucky and gotten any right click and then start walking, because if you keep that combat thing up, notice how the cards have changed. Now it's 2 to attack and 3 is the sidestep. So I'm going to get a little bit away from him, hit 3, 2 to attack, and still no discovery. Come on, I need a combat discovery. Yep, no combat discoveries. Alright, well, what we'll do is I'm going to go home and I'll just explain to you what a combat discovery looks like, and that'll be the end of the video. Alright, where my cards popped up, they had 5 different cards. Every once in a while you will get a random one, and it will look like a little circle, and it'll have a little arrow to the up, to the down right, to the bottom left, and bottom right, or whatever. To each corner there'll be a little arrow. It looks completely different than the 5 moves that you've got on there. When that happens, that is called a combat discovery. What that means is that if you can manage to make that attack hit without going through any defenses, that attack has to hit solid and cause damage. If you can do that, even if it's the attack that kills it, doesn't matter. As long as that attack hits the monster or hits whatever you're fighting, you will then earn a combat card. Now, it can be one of the cards that you already have. As you'll notice, I have a few cards. I have Chop. I've received 1 Chop card. I've received 1 Haymaker card, and I've received 3 Take Aim cards. Now, all of these I've received straight from ants. So you want to keep farming ants with this technique. Ants only give you bumps and bruises. They only do soft hit point damage. Unless you get attacked by like 10 ants, it's very unlikely that you're going to die if you lose. So you can safely go out and fight the ants. Be careful. Watch your soft hit points. Watch your hard hit points and all that other stuff. Make sure that you're able to fight before you do so. But ants are pretty safe to fight because they're just going to give you some bumps and bruises. And you can either leech burn them off, or you can just wait, and over time they will heal themselves. Ants will not cause any critical type of damage that causes you to use either gauze or the poultices or anything like that to remove. So you're relatively safe fighting ants. Now, what that ability does, like I said though, is that if you can connect on that ant or whatever you're fighting with that combat discovery, you get a free card. And it could be a new card. Each different mob gives different cards. So you need to farm different mobs, depending upon what cards you want. It's not a completely random thing. It's just random as to what cards they can give you, which one you get. So that'll pop up, and the way you make sure that you connect is one of 2 different ways. If he's still got a lot of hit points, you can smack him 1 time, and that'll tend to remove his defense. And then you can wait a second and then use the combat discovery attack immediately following one of your attacks and time it so that it hits before he puts up another defense. All right, that's one way. The second way is to simply, for ants at least, is to just kite them around, and you'll see that the skill, it's got a little timer bar that gets gray, and it starts full, and then it starts whitening out, and it goes around like a clock, reverse order or whatnot, and then when it hits 0, the skill disappears, and then you can immediately attack him with a combat discovery, and you'll learn a card. That's how you learn all of your new combat moves in this game. There's no more trees to learn. No more sword attack and all that other stuff that you used to have in the original Haven Hearth. That's all gone. Now, it's all combat discovery. So you literally have to fight something in order to learn some basic skills. So we learned chop, sidestep, and take aim so far, and haymaker off of the chop, haymaker, and take aim rather off of the ants. And what that does is that prepares us for foxes or bats. With bats, we had jump. I think I can't remember if we had jump or we learned jump. I think we had jump. But you need jump to fight bats because bats attack you with that yellow attack, that sweeping attack. So you can then, you get these new skills and you want however many cards you think you're going to need for them to populate your deck. Usually, 2, maybe 3 cards is more than enough. But that's how you increase your skills in the game. That's how you do basic combat, and this is very basic combat. I will show you guys at one point how to kill like a bat, and I'll throw a video up of me killing a fox, and then a video of me killing a mouflon, and then a video of me killing all these different animals as I progressively get to the point to where I can kill them. But until then, right now, ants is all that I can do, and there's not very many detailed, combat descriptions out there on how to do this stuff. So I wanted to get a video out for you guys. That way, any of you guys that actually are playing the New Haven system and watching it, you might enjoy this and learn a little something from it, because this is the information that helped me quite a bit. All right, folks, I am out of here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it benefits you and helps you a little bit. If it does, please like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget, we stream every single day just about. I think I've not streamed 2 days in the last 2.5 months. Every single day we stream at twitch.tv/Inzainia. Inzainia. Just like you see on my information down there on the screen. All right, we will see y'all there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Have a great day.